This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
This table is really tilted.
Excuse me? Am I gonna get a chance to speak?
Maybe I should take that back.
Denied. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Take a giant step for mankind.
Welcome to the Tilted Table with your hosts, Sean and Joe.
Folks, welcome to another episode of the Tilted Table, the internet's answer to a question that no one asked. I am Sean Kabibi.
And I'm Joey Joe, the Fracky Mac.
And today we're going to talk about lousy customer service experiences that we've had. And I know that everyone out there has had similar experiences. And we're going to go over some of the ones that were maybe the most miserable for us. I'm thinking we're going to start maybe with you, if you want to start, Joe.
Yeah. So I would say my really bad customer service experience actually happened last year in July. I went to Las Vegas for my brother's birthday, and we went out for we stayed at the Fountain Blue, or I stayed at the Fountain Blue.
Okay, yeah. I think I remember. Didn't Logo? Was she there?
Not that. I mean, she's gone there.
Yeah, she loves that place. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So we went out to one of the nights we went to dinner at Don's Prime,
which
is a super fancy steakhouse.
Yeah, super well known.
Yeah. And I had heard all these great people that have friends that have gone there were like, man, definitely on your top 3 to-do list. You got to have dinner at Don's Prime. Try and order this ABC item off the menu, whatever it was. So I was really, really looking forward to it. And when, and I had, as a little footnote, Cookie and I have been foodies for the last 20 years. We definitely have lots of Michelin star experience. Mm-hmm. My in-laws used to have a fine dining restaurant, and I would work in the back. So there's a definite art form to service and the cuisine and the timing and everything else. And I pay attention to those things, and I appreciate it. So I'm thinking, fairly new restaurant. They'd been open for, 8 months or so. So hopefully some of the kinks have been worked out. They took us back to this booth we wander all the way through the dining room. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, this is the booth that you got to be like a mob boss or something. 'Cause no one can pass you. You're in the corner, very private, and I'm like, this is a great start. We got the table of all tables,
the exclusive private table in the back.
Yeah,
right.
And so I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's my brother's birthday, so we're like, how's it feel to be older? Blah blah blah. 20 minutes later, we're still sitting there by ourselves. Like, they dropped us off at the table and just totally forgot that we were there.
I mean, no water, no
nothing.
Drinks, nothing.
No, nothing.
Just they dropped you. Did you even see another human being?
Finally, I got up and I flagged down a server. I was like, hey, do you guys mind? Can we get some menus over here and some water? And they're like, oh, yeah. Let me go get your waiter. I'm like, oh. So I just talked to some random employee.
Oh, yeah.
So we order cocktails.
Well, just before you go, when the waiter showed up,
they just played it off like nothing happened. And
they didn't say, oh, I'm sorry about the wait.
And that's fine, because I was like, in my mind, we're going to be here for a couple hours.
They probably didn't even know how long you were there. They probably walked up to your table and were like, well, they must have just been seated here a couple minutes ago.
And I was not upset at all. I was.
Well, no, I'm not saying you were upset. I'm just curious what their reaction was.
I wouldn't be surprised if they thought, they're like, oh, I just got off my break. I thought so-and-so took care of these people or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So we, and I wasn't, 20 minutes is a long time. And I actually looked at my clock because I was like, when did we sit down? Man, it feels like we've been here forever. And we started making jokes about, being on the edge of the cliff of the world, or flat earth theory, or we at the very edge. So we order cocktails, and another 15 minutes go by, and it's like, geez, we don't even have a menu. We got plans the rest of the night, man. We're not trying to sit here in this back corner on a hope and a prayer and a wish that we get to eat and drink something tonight.
Sure.
So anyway, we order appetizers, food, finally, whatever. I order a bottle of wine. We're done eating dinner. the bottle of wine still hasn't arrived. So I get up again.
It's so vintage. They're still aging it.
Yeah. I get up again and I wander through the dining room to like, I'm just looking for somebody. And I see servers and stuff. And I'm like, hey, we're in the back table over here. Order this bottle of wine. And she came, or the wine person comes over. And, as you know, I know a little bit about wine.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you want us to decant this? And I'm looking at her. And now I'm miffed because now it's been 2.5 hours of sitting there. And I'm like, I love a long dinner. 3-hour dinners are cool. Like if you got service, cocktails are flowing, conversation's great. Yeah, the service is good. I'm here for it. I'm not here for, and I have a great end to the story. I'm not here for being a captive at my table.
Right. Okay. So wait. So were you there for 3 hours?
3 hours. And she asked, do you want me to decant the wine for you? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to decant the wine. Just cork it, give me some stemware and pour it. And I was kind of, and I'm never, and I understand, like, it's your job, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm never going to be a jerk about it.
Yeah, I'm never a jerk in these situations.
Yeah, but I was like, I had to, like, my little internal voice was like, all right, dude, you're at a 10. You could probably use yourself at a 5, be gentle with this. And she started to, so she poured the wine and she started to take the bottle away with her to go put on like a side table away from our table. And all I'm thinking is, no. Because I'm going to have to go track you down when I want a refill.
Just give me the damn bottle.
Just give me the bottle, man. Just leave the bottle on the table. And then sure enough, like, boop, they're gone. I didn't see that lady ever again. And so I was thankful that I had the bottle on our table. And so then it's time to pay. I can't get a bill.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to wait another hour just to get the bill.
So okay.
I mean, if you were an unscrupulous human being, you could have turned around and probably just got up and walked out, and they would have never even known.
At that point, like I don't even know that other people thought that we were there.
Yes, I'm saying, like, they would have even thought, like, I don't know where those people are going, but yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whose table was that anyway?
Yeah,
right.
Your table's like in the twilight zone. No one even knows it exists.
Okay, so 3 people, me, my brother, my sister-in-law, 3 people, 3 steaks, a seafood appetizer, a average price bottle of wine.
Okay.
I finally tracked someone down to give me the bill, $1,200.
Shit.
And all I'm thinking, and then it was like, oh, you need to write in a tip figure. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy that does 0. So I was like, oh, well, just 10%, I guess. But I have one of my other beefs is,
wow, even 10% still,
right?
$120.
Yeah,
right? My math is bad, so maybe I'm wrong, but it's 120, right?
Yeah, it's like, and I told my brother as I'm filling it out because I was, it's his birthday, so I'm paying for dinner, and all I'm thinking is like, I can't believe that, and I even said this out loud. I was like, I can't believe I'm tipping someone for being held hostage at my dinner table. That, like, at this point, it's like 3.5 hours long. The plans that we had were completely shot. Which was fine. It's Vegas. There's tons of stuff to do at that point.
For sure, right.
So I wasn't sweating it too much, but
still,
as we're leaving the restaurant, at this point, people are like, "Oh, I hope you had the servers and staff. Like, I hope you had a great evening." And I'm like, "Yeah, enjoy your evening." The next morning, I wake up and I had a customer service email. Like, how was your experience?
I thought you were going to get up on Yelp and just destroy them.
I'm staring in my inbox. It's early in the morning. I'm like,
yeah, you got to do it.
I have never left a bad review in my life, but I was so appalled at the whole thing.
Yeah.
That I was like, I'm going to burn this place to the ground. And so I actually did put some, I wasn't mean about it, but
you're speaking facts.
Yeah, but I think I started my review with, I don't appreciate being held hostage at my dinner table for 3.5 hours long. If I want to sign up for that type of a time commitment, that should be on my calendar. That should not be on your guys' calendar.
I'm kind of surprised that they did that because typically in restaurants, the idea is to get you in and get you out so they can open the table up for somebody else.
100%. Or how about like run up the bill? Like, hey, can I get you another cocktail?
Well, yeah, either one.
It's Vegas, right? People are gonna like, hey, overpour me, shots,
everything
whatever.
they did cost them money.
Yes.
And that surprises me a little bit. And I just think it's probably just shoddy management and coordination. Again, if you're in a restaurant and like you're literally no one's coming to your table, then they've literally forgotten about you. You don't exist. Nobody is like walking around going like, yeah, there's that table in the back, but yeah, fuck them for another 5 minutes. Like, they don't do that. Like, there's obviously some idea that everyone thinks that somebody else is already taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a coordination issue.
But you would think, like, over a period of time, especially in the beginning, if you look over and there's this table that has like no menus, no silverware.
You're 100% right. You would assume that somebody, like, if there's enough employees walking around the restaurant, somebody, because everybody's going to see you at some point, and they're going to look over the first time they see you, right? And go like, oh, there's a table over there with, no menus, nothing, right? And think that, like, well, somebody else obviously is handling that. It's not my table. And then, like, within a couple of minutes, they're going to come back through the other direction and look over and go like, well, that motherfucker still ain't got nothing on their table. Yeah. Like, then they would go to somebody like, hey, is somebody taking care of table 16 over there, because it's been like 5 minutes and I don't see anything over there, or whatever it would be, right? Yeah. That just like just didn't cross their minds. They didn't catch it. Maybe, I don't know. Like, again, I think in a lot of jobs, people that don't work as teams will look at something and say, well, that's not my responsibility. And even though I see a problem, it's not my problem, when it could easily be fixed by you walking over and saying, hey, let's get somebody over there. Somebody needs to go over there. Or somebody, if you don't do it, I'll do it. But somebody's got to go do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like, in the theme of our episode in customer service is like, oh my gosh, we totally messed up on this mentally, right? Like, these people, clearly this has not gone well. Like, comp something. Right?
Yeah. My first story, it might be my only story because it's a fucking long one, deals with the fact that they wouldn't give me any comps. And the reason why they won't give me any comps is kind of interesting. So, yeah. But they didn't even offer that to you in any kind of way. But then again, you didn't complain on the spot. Other than it seemed like the wine lady, you kind of like, fuck you, give me the bottle. You would assume that alone would have sent her a message going like, I don't think they're too satisfied with what's going on here.
Right. And I think that was part, it's one of those signals. If you're the wine person and the people are already done eating dinner and you still haven't served them the wine, and then you're like, you want to decant? It's like, no, I want to wait longer for this? No, I don't want to wait longer for this. Just pour it and give me the bottle.
But you know that most restaurants are only going to, move when you complain. And again, I'm not one to complain. If you give me really shitty service or it's a shitty meal, it really would have to be out of bounds for me to say like, dude, I'm not paying for this, Now, as far as the tip goes, I think what I would have done is I would have left a tip, but it would have been a small tip, and I would no more than $50. And I would have left $50, and I would have put on the receipt that the reason I'm only leaving you $50 or $40 is because we've been here for 3.5 hours. Your service was terrible. And whatever, you don't want to write a novel, but try to explain the situation in a couple of sentences and leave it at that. But you at least have the opportunity after the next day. Yeah.
And I was literally, and I'm excited to hear your story, but that next morning, I'm staring at the blinking cursor like, should I do it? And I'm like, it's called business, not friends, right? And you're the one that hit me up with the review. How do we do? Well, I'll tell you exactly how you do. And maybe you take it as the GM is going to print it out and be like, all right, team meeting.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It'll be addressed in some meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So,
does anybody remember those people that were lost at their table?
Right. Well, obviously, if it happened to you, you're not the only one. And it might be the fact that the table was just so far in the back. I don't know. I never worked in a restaurant, but as I understand it, everybody has like stations and sections. Like you handle tables 1 through 5 and you're 6 through whatever the deal is. So there should have been a dedicated person around that area making sure everybody had what they needed.
Yeah. And I think the final part of the story that was like the insult to injury is, after that whole period, and now the three of us are like frustrated, like we want to go do things.
Yeah.
And then I've got to go actually physically get up, go track someone down to get the bill, and then I see what the number is. And I'm like, what was this, gold plated? I don't remember. The seafood's $350. What was that?
Well, come on, it's Vegas.
I understand that.
Everything is grossly overpriced.
Yeah, I understand that. But I was just like, oh my goodness. I guess I'm going to chalk this up as Visa points or something, because this is nonsense.
Yeah.
So Don's Prime, scale of 1 out of 5, 0.
Yeah. It's like, have you ever seen Chef Reactions?
Mm-mm.
He's a YouTube channel. He's some chef, and he's really popular, and he watches cooking videos, and he kind of just makes fun of the shit that they're doing. And no matter how much he shits on whatever it is they're doing, and some of it is really like just looks absolutely horrible and gross, at the end it gives it a rate, I'll give that to, a 2 out of 10. And then he comments on whether or not he would, eat it. But I think the shtick with him is no matter what score he gives it, he says he'll try it. He's like, yeah, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna give that a 0.3 out of 10, and yeah, fuck it, you know I'm gonna try it. Right? So, there you go. So
Yeah.
Don's Prime. I'm never going to Don's Prime. That's for
No.
damn sure.
Especially in Vegas, the city of like 10,000 restaurants.
Yeah, no shit, and again, there's a bunch of steakhouses all over Vegas that, probably just as good or better. At least, they have better service. They couldn't conceivably have worse service, apparently.
Nope.
Right.
Physically impossible.
Yeah. Well, my story sucks ass, and I'm not going to say the name of the business because, I'm not trying to put any businesses on blast. And there's a specific reason why I don't think I'd want to put this business on blast. I think more so because it's a struggling business, and the people that work there, I think, are doing what they can. So I think it's kind of out of their wheelhouse of power to change things. So this is a car dealership. And of course, in any given town, there's usually one car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say the make and model of my car because I don't want to expose the dealership. But let me give you a little bit of history of this dealership. So they used to have a location that was a nice, spacious, their own, like, real legit location. They moved. And they moved to share their new location with an existing auto dealership. So now you got this auto dealership. They move in and take up a small corner of this area. So this should tell you something about where this dealership is headed, right? It's not a good thing. So anyways, my car, I get a notice in the mail for a voluntary recall, and it has to do with some kind of computer shit in my car, right? Now, I looked it up to see, like, well, what's the actual, should I even need to do this? Sometimes recalls are kind of bullshit, right? And it says that if you don't update the software, it's possible that, when you're driving your car, it will just stall, like a communication between the computer and the motor. Now, I've never had a problem at all with my car. And obviously, it's not every car is going to experience this. But I'm on break, right? I'm not working. Why not my oil is kind of getting close to when it needs to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go down there, change my oil, have them do this update on my computer software, right? So I take my car in, and the lady that I deal with, and I've dealt with her before. Now, for the record, I've gone to this dealership, I'm going to say, in the course that I've owned my car, 10 times.
Okay.
I've had one really negative experience to the point where I complained to the general manager, and they did quasi make it right. But the person I was dealing with was not helpful at all, right? And I almost decided that I wasn't going to go back to this dealership again at that point. But when you're dealing with cars, especially newer cars, I think that my car, and I'm going to describe it as being kind of luxury, there's not too many places I feel comfortable taking it. I'm not taking my car to Joe Blow mechanic, even though I know that a lot of independent mechanics are usually pretty good. With this situation, I'm like, okay, so I had one bad experience, and I'll give him another shot, and things have been fine up until now. This experience,
Okay.
right? So I go in there and I'm talking to the lady. I'll say her name is I don't know, Bernice. Right, and so I'm talking
Bernice.
with her, and I've dealt with this lady dozens of times. She's really a sweetheart. I love her to death. She's really nice, but again, she's just the person that's checking people in and out. She's not the manager. She's not the owner. Right? So her limitations are her limitations. So she says, okay, so we're gonna do an oil change. We'll check your tires, do the whole and whatever inspection and stuff like that. And she's also this recall. Let me explain to you what it kind of is. So she explains the process. So what they're going to do is they're going to update the software. Now, when they update the software, we'll either get no check engine light or we'll get a check engine light. If we get a check engine light, there's this other component that we have to replace. Okay, I'm like, okay. So that's basically the thing. If no check engine light, you're good to go. If not, that means we have to replace this other piece.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Straightforward.
Right. So do you need a ride home? First
Oh,
part
no.
of bad customer service.
Oh, no.
Now, in the past, these people have given me loaner cars for basically an oil change, right? They've called me an Uber, either one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
They've never had a shuttle service. But again, they just moved to a new location. It's a whole new thing. This is hindsight. I know this now, but so I'm thinking it's just a shuttle service. So I'm like, of course I need a ride. And she's like, well, it'll be about a half hour. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just get my own Uber and just go home. I'm thinking like, well, what the fuck? It's 30 minutes, right? So here comes the shuttle, right? And I walk up to this big tinted maxi van, not even a minivan. And I'm like, oh, cool. Slide the door open, and I get in, and there's a bunch of people in there.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, and I've never had this experience. My thought is that they're running shuttles all day long. So I thought, in my naivete, without even asking, is that, well, I'm assuming that, like, if I'm getting into this shuttle, they must be going, there would be ones that would deal with various parts of town. We live in a place that's, I'd hate to drive from one side of this town to the other. It'd take a fucking long time.
Right.
So, no, that's not the case. Right? So now we're driving off, and I'm going like, okay, so oh man, first it's like go downtown. And it's like, that is the exact opposite of where I'm at. And guess who gets dropped off last?
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Leave a like on the video. I know you're enjoying this. Can you shut up?
The internet's answer to a question that was never asked. The Tilted Table with Sean and Joe.
So I'm sitting in this thing going like, fuck, I should have just called my own goddamn Uber. At one point, when they dropped off, I think the third guy, and there was still one guy in front of me, I almost got out with that dude and just say, fuck, I'll just get an Uber from here and just go straight home. Mm-hmm. Right? But of course, that sort of like sunk cost fallacy out here. So I'm like, well, just wait it out. So from the time that Bernice asked me if I needed a ride, right, which was about 9 o'clock, to the time that I actually got to my front door and unlocked my door, almost 2.5 hours.
Jeez Louise,
right?
Man.
So I'm just like, shit. No, I shouldn't say. It was about 90 minutes, I guess. So it was 30 minutes of waiting and an hour and 15 minutes on the road of just driving around town, dropping everybody off but me, right? So
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
But it gets better. It gets better. So mind you, as I'm sitting in the shuttle, and it's maybe an hour in, and I'm floating around, I'm still not home, right? I get a call from Bernice. Okay, so just real quick, we ran a check on your tires, and you have 2 tires that are kind of on the low side, recommending that you replace them. And I'm like, okay, cool, just replace the tires. And she's okay, so we're going to replace them. We have to do alignment. So right, and this is not cheap. This is all going to cost me money.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that, right? So she says, but the issue that we're kind of running into is that we don't have these tires in stock, so we're going to have them ordered in. They won't come in until tomorrow. So you're going to have to leave your car in overnight. And while I'm still in the shuttle, right? So I'm like, so now I don't have a car.
Because you only have one car.
Yeah, I only have one car. Right? Trust me, I thought about buying a second one after this experience. And again, this isn't even over yet. Even though my car's in my garage right now. This is not over yet. It's going to get worse. So anyway, this is going to be the entire podcast. Is my one fucking story about this car dealership. So I say, of course I say, yeah, go ahead and do that. I said, well, how about, can I at least just pick up my car today, and then I'll reschedule an appointment, because I had a meeting that night. So just like, I kind of need my car, right? And she's like, well, we can do that, but you're going to have to pay for the tires up front if you don't leave your car here. That's just like policy. So it's not like they're going to order the tires without me paying up front.
That's fair.
Or leave, that's fine.
That's fair.
So I finally get home, and I'm just sitting there going like, okay, and it starts to dawn on me. I call the people that I'm supposed to meet with. They're like, dude, we can reschedule this meeting. It's not a big deal. So I'm like, now I don't have to go if I don't want to go to this meeting. So I'm like, well, why would I go down there? Because I would have to, like Uber there or whatever and pick up my car. Let's keep it there overnight, right? No big deal. So I leave it there overnight. Okay, so the next day, I'm expecting to get a phone call. I do get a phone call at about 2 p.m, right? So I took it in on Monday. So this is now Tuesday afternoon. Bernice tells me, so just to let you know, we have 2 shipments. We have a morning shipment for stuff and an afternoon shipment. Your tires came in on the afternoon shipment, and we only have one alignment guy here. Our other alignment guy is, on vacation or whatever, and I'm kind of worried that we're not going to be able to get to everything that needs to be done to your car today. At this point, I don't get angry. I realize now that I don't really get angry. I just get kind of depressed, and I'm sad. Right? So you want to keep my car yet another day, right? Okay, fuck it, fine. And that's when I bust out. I'm like, this is really a huge inconvenience. Like, if I would have known this, I would have, you guys can give me like
a loaner car.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, we don't do that anymore since we moved to this new location. Again, this is a dealership. This is a brand of car. You could probably figure this out if you look at the news. This is a brand of car that the parent company has now decided we're no longer going to make these vehicles. It might as well be like a Saturn. Like it is a brand of car that's being fully discontinued, right? So this is, I guess, the start of what that looks like, right? So I'm like, oh, you don't have loaner cars? I'm like, well, if if I would have just hung out and I would have found out that you were going to keep it overnight because of the tires, I'd make you guys pay for a rental. So you get a rental, right? And she's like, oh yeah, of course. We would do something like that, right? Cool, right? But it's too late now.
Right.
So fuck it. I'm just going to, it's not like I was doing anything specific. I didn't have to leave my house, but I had to go to the gym. So I had to go walk to the gym, which is fine. It's more exercise for me. Everything, it's not a big deal. It's just sad to think that I took my car in to literally get an oil change and to shoot some new software into it. And now I'm going to enter into a third day where you have my car Monday, Tuesday, and now you're going to have it at least part of Wednesday, assuming unless your alignment dude don't show up and you have to keep it another day, right?
Right.
So Wednesday rolls around. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I finally get a call. Your car's done. Well, fucking A.
And they say like, how are you going to get here? Yeah,
of course I have to find my own way. So this gets better. So I show up, right? And so this is yesterday. This is Wednesday. And I'm like paying the bill. And she's like, okay, so when we, downloaded this new software, the check engine light popped on. So we're going to have to replace that part. And I'm like, you didn't replace it already? She was like, well, no, we have to order that part. So we don't have it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. She goes, but you're not on the hook for any of this. You're not being charged for any of this, but we're going to have to replace that part. And so I want to schedule in to bring the car back. And I'm just like kind of gritting my teeth. I'm like, fuck, again, I have to come back down here. Well, at least I know it's just for this one thing. You're not going to discover or, find like, oh, you need new tires, right? Right. You're going to get the part and then shoot that bitch in there, right? This is what she tells me. She's also, I want to get you in next week, but just to let you know that when we get this part and we replace it, we have to do this whole software download connection thing, and it's going to take 2 to 3 days.
What?
And I'm just like, well, no fucking way. No fucking way you're keeping my car 2 or 3 days for this shit. Come on. You already kept it 2 or 3 days, right? But now guess what? I downloaded that software. So now that piece needs to be replaced. I really have no choice but to have these people replace it, right? So I bust out with, you know what? It's no big deal. 2-3 days. You guys don't have loaners, so rent me a car. This is what she says to me. We would if you were paying for something. So like our policy, that's basically like the policy is like in the tire situation, totally would have done it, right? This is a voluntary recall. So there's no money exchanging hands. So you didn't have to do this, right? I guess the thing with the idea being like that they're paying for it. I didn't have to, do this. So we're not required to make sure that you have a car and replacement. And so I told Bernice, I said, look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is shitty. And your parent company, I should have gone to them. And the last time I experienced this is when my headlight went out. And you people did this to me. My headlight goes out. It's going to be $2,000 to replace your headlight. Again, luxury car, luxury bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. I thought they were lying to me until I looked up that headlight unit on eBay. It was $1,600. So they're accurate. It's going to cost about $2,000 with labor, right? And so I brought that bitch in there. Guys, like, what we're going to do is we're going to order the part. It'll come in tomorrow. So, we'll have it done by tomorrow. One night, not a big deal to me. Well, you disassemble my car to get to the headlight, pull it off, your headlight doesn't show up. The next day, headlight doesn't show up. Back order doesn't show up. I'm bitching about rental cars. You guys wouldn't rent it to me. And I was like, and so I already had a horrible experience here, and this is the second one. And I said to myself, I should go to your parent company. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you have a Lexus, you can go to a Lexus dealership, But you can also go to Toyota. Toyota owns that shit. Right. So I have a parent company, and after this experience, I'm like, I think I'm officially done with you people. And no more than not just this experience, because bad experiences happen. The headlight thing was a bad experience. That was one experience out of at least probably 10 or 11 times that I'd been there. Everything else perfectly fine. Great service. But now that you're in this new location, you're clearly struggling. Your brand is dead. And you don't seem like you guys have your shit together. Like you don't have loaners anymore. You're looking for any excuse not to rent me a car if you're going to keep my car overnight. I get it that there's parts that you may not have on hand, but tires? Huh? How many fucking tires go on these cars? Like go to any, whether it's, Mercedes. There's only so many stock Mercedes tires that exist. And I don't think there's a ton of them, right? And you're telling me in the Mercedes dealership, they don't have every conceivable tire, at least a pair ready to go if somebody needs them, right? So I'm seeing those cracks. And so I'm like, I'm done with this. But I'm going to have to take my car in next Tuesday. And mind you, I have to report back to work on Wednesday. And they're going to have my car until Friday. At the latest. It could be earlier. We could get it done in maybe 2 days, but I just don't know. So now I'm stuck in the middle of this customer service nightmare.
So how are you going to get to work?
Well, there's a couple of options. One, I can rent my own car because fuck knows they ain't going to do it. I could go in there and raise fucking bloody hell. Not my personality.
No.
Yeah.
There's that. That's not the hill to die on.
Yeah, I'm not dying on that hill. Again, I don't really get angry. I'm really just sad. And it's really depressing that over the course of 2 weeks, I'm going to not have my car. I've had 3 days. I haven't had it. Now I'm going to have it in 6 days. In the span of 2 weeks, I'm going to have my car for 6 days for something that amounts to tires, oil change, and a software update. 6 days, right? Okay, fuck, right? So my first thought is the days I have to report back are in-service days. I've talked to you extensively about these days. These things fucking suck. I don't want to be at them anyways, but I also don't want to call in sick days to avoid these things.
Right.
So Tuesday, it's just my last day of summer break for the most part. So Tuesday doesn't matter. Now, I have to pick a day. Whether it's Wednesday or Thursday, I might Uber to work. I opened up my Uber because I live far from, my job is on the other side of town. So it'll be about $30 each way. So about $60 if I want to get to work and back. Now, could I get somebody at work to give me a ride home? Somebody from work to give me a ride there? Maybe. I don't know if I've ever expressed this on the podcast. Everybody that I was really close friends with where I work has either been fired or they've retired. And the last dude that I was really close with retired last year. So I actually really don't know too many people on my own campus. I don't talk to a lot of other adults, partly because I don't really like a lot of other people. And also it's just like, I don't know if people think this way or not. I don't like to get too close to my coworkers because that means you're getting close to bosses and higher ups. And people knowing too much about your personal business usually works against you in a job setting.
Yes.
The less they know about you, you'll find the less that people will kind of like maybe, I'm going to say come after you or, cause too much friction because they really don't know where you stand. Does that make sense?
100%.
So,
yeah.
So I could put out a mass email. So I could get a ride. I mean, actually Uber to work. And if I do put out a mass email when I'm on campus saying like, hey, does anybody live near these two major cross streets or in this area of town willing to give me a ride home? I guarantee you somebody will do it. One thing that's great about teachers and people who work in education is generally speaking, they do this because they like helping people. So in a minute, I'd get a ride, even a complete stranger, somebody that works on that campus I don't even know. Oh, sure. Kabibi, I'll give you a ride home. Fucking A. Whether I want to deal with that, I don't know. But I could just call in those days as well.
I would just Uber.
Yeah. So my first thought is
Uber and then take the other vehicle to CarMax. When you pick up your car from the software update.
What do you mean? Like, no, I'm going to go to I think I'm just going to, next time I need work done on it, I'm just going to take it to the parent company that makes it and see if they do a better job in terms of customer service. Again, it just sucks because I think I wouldn't normally even be that upset over this. What I'm really concerned about, what I'm angry about is like, as long as I own this make and model of car, I can't go to that dealership anymore because they're falling apart. This is not about like their lousy, customer service. This is, I think, a direct result of the fact that I think it's all falling apart. You know.
Oh, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if you went to Kmart back in, the late 70s, I'm sure it was great customer service. You go to the one Kmart that's still open in America today, you think you're going to get any good customer service? Nope.
Not on the blue light special.
It ain't going to happen. So that's my story with bad customer service. And I told you, this took a chunk of the podcast.
No, it's a great story. It's one of those things. Well, I commend you for a lot of people aren't patient. And it's like, in the day of instant gratification and getting exactly what you want when you want it. I mean, there's definitely two ways to handle it. And I think you handled it the right way. Yeah. Personally, I would fix the car and ditch it and get something new. And I don't mean new like brand new. I mean
just a different. Yeah. No, I actually thought about that as I'm sitting around, over the course of days. I'm like, maybe I should consider just taking when we say taking the CarMax, that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, just take it.
I was thinking like taking it there to get serviced, which you can do.
Yeah, take it to CarMax and
trade it in for something that's
just let them buy it and then walk around and look for something else.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I own the car outright, and I think one of my what do you call it, a financial, it's like a Dave Ramsey thing, a financial foundational fact in my life, and something I would tell anybody. That's young, something that you should do if you want to be financially sound. One of the things you should really lean on heavily is don't buy cars. You buy a car, you should ride that bitch until the wheels fucking fall off. With exceptions, like if you get married and have kids and you're driving a fucking two-seater, of course you're going to have to get a larger vehicle. But at the end of the day, it's one of the things I don't want to do. I have a car that, I like the car. It's one of the few body styles when I was looking for a new car that I really liked. I like the car itself. I've never had a problem with this car, ever, right? It's great. So I don't have a shit ton of incentive to go trade it in for a new one. If my only beef is like, I don't like the dealership that works on it. And the easier solution, I think, would be that one is to suck up some sort of weird idea that only the dealership can handle these vehicles. There's tons of mechanics in town that work on these types of cars, and they're just as certified as anybody else to do it. But also the easy out is it has a parent company. Lexus has a Toyota. Acura has a Honda. There's the parent company. So it's not like I'm really pinned into this dealership. It's just a matter of now of saying like, I'm going to next time take it to the parent company and see if they do a better job.
Right.
Yeah. Which I can't imagine they can do a worse job. And that parent company still selling a shit ton of cars. So I don't think they're going to walking in there and skeleton crew of 5 people shoved into a small corner of somebody else's dealership. That I'm telling you. That's what I think is really happening over there. It's too bad.
Well, you handled it right, and may the force be with you.
I have an important announcement for you, so stay tuned.
Yo, that's some next level shit, bruh.
So you got me. Big deal.
The internet's answer to a question no one asked. The Tilted Table with Sean and Joe.
Folks, thank you for joining us for another episode of The Tilted Table, the internet's answer to a question that no one asked. I am Sean Kabibi.
And I am Joey Joe, the Fracky Mac.
And we're always delivering top-notch customer service.
Yes.
For free. We don't even ask for any money.
Like, subscribe, ring the bells, do the things.
Thank you, guys.
Don't be left alone at your table.